We're in a situation now where loads of businesses are literally struggling to survive. I don't want you to just survive, I want you to be able to thrive. And there are some ways that you can get through an economic downturn. And this is a huge one. You've got energy prices, you've got tax rises, you've got supply chain issues and everything in between, making it really difficult to be in business. So stick around in this video because I've got some great ideas on how you can actually get through it. We're going into a recession, and whilst recessions can be great for businesses, they can also be disastrous. The big problem is forces that you just can't change. Energy. The price of energy is going through the roof. If you're a business owner, what are you doing about this? I'm getting daily direct messages. People are even calling me, James, what are you doing about this? You know that a recession's coming. You're thinking, how long is this going to last? What's the government going to do to support us? We've now started seeing some articles in major news outlets that this is coming, but we've got a lame duck prime minister at the moment that can't really make any decisions. Next week, we're getting a brand new prime minister, and they've got a big job to do. But then you're also thinking about your margins being squeezed, your gross profit being squeezed because of all your price rises. And as a business owner, you're thinking, I can't just keep on rising my prices, because you get to a point where businesses or consumers, whether you're B2C or C2C, will pay this. And then you're just thinking, I'm just earning turnover here, but not earning any profit because people haven't got the money to pay. So they're the things that I want to take subject by subject in this video so that you can start thinking about maybe a different way forward to navigate through this. Let's do this one first of all, my thoughts on energy. Now, I've seen these articles, I put some around the screen. You know, you've got pubs that had a £13,000 electric bill, it's now £35,000. You've got people that can't even get into contracts to fix their energy costs, so they're on a variable rate. Now, I've done some research on this. If you look over the last 50 years, we have every 10 to 15 years had one of these energy spikes. People are saying this is because of the war in Ukraine, that wholesale energy prices have gone through the roof, food prices have gone through the roof because of all this stuff. Here's the thing. You've got to be able to weather this storm for 12 to 15 months. I do think we'll get normal energy prices again. It's not going to carry on forever. We've already started seeing fuel prices come down. So what do you do for the next 12 to 15 months? People are thinking about, should I invest in solar panels for my building? Remember, they need maintenance. There's a CapEx outlay for them. There's some time to get a return on investment. Now, would I do solar if I knew that these energy prices were going to be like this forever? Yes, I absolutely would. But I don't think they will. And whilst I think solar and green energy is a great idea, right now I want to keep cash within my business. And I'd rather invest into marketing or acquiring new revenue streams to help us navigate through these downturns. So, in essence, I shan't be investing into solar power. I want to make sure that I can just get through the next 12 to 15 months. And I think how we're going to do that is the government are going to come to the rescue. Now, you shouldn't just rely on the government always coming through to the rescue, but you know, they're the people that have decided we should go into this war in Ukraine. I think it's a noble effort, and I don't want to get political on here, but if we're going to go and make those decisions, we've got to support businesses through, because they're the people that employ people. And if all the businesses go bust, then the government then have a bill to, you know, pay everyone's subsidies because there's no economy. So I do think the government are going to come through, and I've seen articles, reduction in VAT, reform of business rates and all of this stuff. We know they did it in COVID. We know this is happening again. So I do think there's going to be some government support. So you've got to just hang in there for a few more months to see what the government are going to do. You know, they've done the furlough scheme for COVID. I don't think they're going to do that again. But I do think they're going to help us on all these energy bills and rising interest rates by lowering VAT, lowering national insurance, which will get cash back into businesses, especially SME. So that's what I think government should be doing. The second this new Prime Minister gets in, should be sitting with their Chancellor saying, how can we support businesses that are most affected, and how can we get people flowing their cash back into the economy? Because the same amount of money exists in the world, it just moves around in different pockets, and there are still lots of people with lots of money. If you look at banks, they've got the strongest ever balance sheets. Lots of people still got lots of savings. How can we convince them to invest that cash? So if you reduce VAT, for example, which I think is going to happen. There's lots of rumours around this. That might then get people to do a home improvement because there's a saving on that. That then therefore flushes money from savings back into the economy and gets it working. So I do think the government should be doing this, lowering VAT and making it as cheap as possible for businesses to employ people on taxing employers. So lower national insurance, all of that stuff. We can lower that. It incentivises companies to employ more people, and then actually companies would much rather give their staff pay rises rather than paying the money to the government for taxing employers for employing people. How long is this going to last, and what is a recession? Well, a recession is 2 quarters of negative growth in GDP. How long does it last? Usually they last 15 to 18 months. So what are you going to be able to do to get through those 15 to 18 months? Now, previous videos done around this is make sure you're really hammering down on your marketing. Do not pull the marketing back. You want to be going harder than ever and make sure that you're doing sales. The business owner that spends 80% of their time on getting customers, getting leads for their business and generating revenue are the ones that always survive, and then spend 20% of your time on operations. My experience, especially from running my podcast, go and check the podcast out, by the way, because I've done loads of interviews and coached business owners, very different style to what I do here on YouTube. Those conversations that I've had with business owners, the successful ones spend most of their time on getting customers and bringing sales and opportunities into the business, and 20% of their time making sure everything operates. And they put someone in to manage and operate the business so they can go and grow the business. My experience shows that 80% of business owners spend 80% of their time operating the business, not growing it. They're operating it. They're a manager of their business. So they're not going out looking for those income generating activities that are going to get them through. And then they spend 20% of their time on sales and marketing. The smart ones are doing it the other way around. So that is my biggest piece of advice from this whole video. If you can focus on bringing revenue into your business, then you're going to do very, very well out of a recession. It's true. More great businesses, more millionaires are built in economic downturns and upturns. Let's talk about this last one though, price increasing. Inflation for me is a result of high energy prices and a bottleneck in the supply chain. Now, while some of that stuff in our businesses we start to see a reprieve on, for example, we've seen, we buy milk powder for our ice cream business, that's reduced by £500 a pallet in the last couple of weeks. That to us is going to probably generate £7,000 a month worth of savings into our business. That's really good news. We're starting to see some good news. It's not all doom and gloom, gang. But other things are really going up. National insurance on employing people has gone up. Energy prices have gone up. Fuel costs have gone up. A catalogue of other things. Getting parts for machines, they're all so expensive. So you've got all of this stuff to work out how you're going to maintain your gross profit. So most businesses go, right, my gross profit's 30% or 40%, 50%, 60%, 70%, whatever it is in your business. And then all of these costs are coming in that are squeezing your gross profit, making it harder to make a net profit. So the first focus is just put your prices up. Now, sometimes though, there is a smarter way of doing this. You could create other product ranges. So you could increase your turnover by increasing your product range that's more profitable. So for example, in our ice cream business, we've bought a bakery business and we're selling sweets. So we're increasing our product range to bring in more revenue. But some lines we sell at a loss or break even with a small GP, 10% on top. But that makes us really competitive, and we use them as a loss leader so that we can then sell our higher margin other items, like a supermarket selling bread and milk that they hardly make any money on, but they know it brings people into the stores, and then people buy the other items within the shop, increasing the basket value, and those items have a higher margin. Now, if you're an SME business, that is the sort of stuff I would be thinking about right now. Maybe not put all your prices up on your core lines, keep them a modest profit, but think about what other products you can bring in that are going to bring you in more margin by increasing your basket value. Now, this stuff you might not want to do, but this is the better thinking. You know, sometimes people go, yeah, well, they're the best price on that, let's buy from them. And then you can start selling them other stuff. You've got to think bigger in these times and not just increase your prices, because here's the opportunity. Everyone, and we're a business, everyone's increasing their prices for us. That gives us the excuse to look into the market about what else is there. So a better letter to send out if you're going to increase your prices. Hey guys, I'm really sorry, we're going to have to increase our prices on these lines because the stuff to buy is so expensive. But here's the great news, we mean to maintain our prices on these lines or improve them to what the rest of the market is because we managed to buy in bulk and service our customers. So give the bad news, but bring in some good news. And that can actually make people think, oh, they're a really good company. And then send that out as a letter to all the people that could buy from you, but that haven't been buying from you. And that could be a really great way of increasing market share. Because this is the thing, most people are habitual when they're buying stuff. And then as soon as a price increase comes in, that then gives them the excuse to look into the market. So see these multiple price increases that everyone's putting out as an opportunity to get new customers for your business. Think about loss leaders. Think about letters of advising people about your great deals, bring them in, and then sell them other product service that you make a slightly better gross profit on. And that could really help grow your business in this economic downturn. There's so much more that I want to do to help you get through this recession. And I've done a 45-minute Q&A here on YouTube to help people with direct questions to me. And I think it'd be a really useful video for you to go and watch. You can watch it by clicking right here. And if you want more help, why not come to my business masterclass? I'm running a 2-day meetup for entrepreneurs in London, just in a few weeks' time. It's an amazing event where I'll show you how to thrive through this recession, buy companies, get customers and everything in between. You can get your tickets at jamessinclairbmc.net and there's a link in the video description. Go and watch the Q&A in the meantime by clicking here.